We want to add the animation for running and also for jumping and double jump. So we have something like this. But before you watch this video, make sure that you watch the session related to character design, because we have made a character in a way that we are going to animate today. Now let's go to animation part. So now we have this player, and these are the codes. Let me close that. Okay, I do not add the animation here on the holder. I add it to this one. Let me drag and drop it here. So the simplest way is that go to create on the animation tab, go to create and go to assets and create a new folder called animation. And for example, for the first one, is idle. So the animation consists of, if I, for example, move this part, all of these game objects. If I, for example, move them, rotate them, scale them. But before that, as I don't have the sword, so let's go and make that. And give your sword to that. Fine. And then try to animate that. This is your option. We can make that separate, but that would be very hard. Okay, now let's go to frame 13. The head tilts and the front hand moves like this, and this also, and the main body should go a little bit down. So it's like a breathing thing, or maybe up. It's just up to you. And make this one, oh, so again, go there, go to your rope. For example, move this like this. So, and then at last, copy all of them. If you do something like this, all of them are copied. So don't worry that you have to select all of them to the bottom. No. And then Control C, go to 1, and Control V, and now play your animation. This is the idle animation. We go to our animation, create new clip. No, it was an animation. And also, let me create another for the player, because later we will animate the enemies, so they wouldn't be kind of in the same place. So I say run. I don't know, I just don't want to get the copyright strike. So yes, this has the real copyright. So thank you, I'm going to use them in my project. So let's animate that. On the first frame, you see the front hand or the right hand is in the front. So I move it to the front. We'll fix that later. Or I can do this right now. Reset, okay. And the back hand, the left hand is on the back. And it goes something like this. And it's a little bit weird, because if you want to make it realistic, it's better that you divide the upper arm and lower arm, which it didn't because I wanted to make it simple, but you get the idea. And the right foot is in the front. Is I'm sorry, it's something like this. So that's why we separated these layers so you know better understand it. And then this foot has to be something like this. So if you want that it be something like a walking, then you should decrease the exaggeration. But if you want that it be kind of running, then you should, for example, exaggerate more and move it even further, because both running and the walking are the same. Okay, the first one was this, but I started from this, no problem. I can start from this, and then going there, no problem. And also this foot, the left foot is straight. Something like this. And it's better that you tilt. You should not change it directly, just need to go here. It's better that you try to tilt the main body as well. And also the head. It make it more natural. So it's in the middle of running. Then as you see, it's in the air. This has to attach to the ground. So select all of them and decrease it. So in the running, sometimes our height is more than, for example, when we are landing. Some frames we go higher and then down. So that is what should happen. You should go down. Yes, here it is the opposite, but I usually saw that this would go down here, but no problem. And also for this sub layer, you should. I don't think that it has made any keyframe because it usually doesn't make any keyframe for this sub, the child of a game object. So you have to individually go and select that. So be careful. So this is for that. And for the next frame, for example, you can later change, for example, by moving the frames back and forth. You can change the speed, so don't worry, just be in a different frame. Now we want to go to this, and then this, and then this. Or if you have started from this, go to this, and then this, and this. And here, the hand that was here in the front goes beside the body. So the front hand, go here. Now I select all of them, move them up. And the sword also needs that. So this has this keyframe. Now select the first frame and add it here and play it. This is very slow, but this is correct. Now select this and push that here. So it depends on you that we want to make it really, really fast or even faster. Or really slow. I think that is good. To test that, yes, it has to be um, the default layer, but for now, I just set it as default layer just to test it how it goes. Ooh, yeah, that's good. Kinda, I know, 7 was better. If it's integer, then it can be 7 point. So if you want to get him to be that fast, to really action, then this is good. I'll make sure to change it now and return it to this because only on some conditions I just want that it run when the speed changes, when you have velocity. Okay, now we want to make the jumping animation. Let me open that. So go here and it was the animation player and jump. And again, I'll change the speed. So let's go to attacking. Let's write the code for that. Then for attacking, we use animations that are related to that lesson. So let's go to here. For example, we have to say if it is jumping, then show the animation, or when it is moving, then show the animation, and something like that. Or it is has velocity, do that. Yes, this is better. And as the code are executed as ordered, so let me put it here. The order of the codes are important. So we want to have, while this is moving, it has its animation, and then it overrides that. For example, you want to jump like this, okay? It has all X and Y of that are elicited, and it is positive. So which one is finally executed? Is it running in the air or it is jumping in the air? So, this code will be executed. But first it is executed and then this, okay? So that's why you have to bring it down. So let's write the conditions first in the animator so that knows which code, which animation we're talking about. Because we cannot drag it into the code. So go to the parameters, because I think that's yours is layer, but go to parameters, and then for the running, you want to say boolean and run. The name is very important. Remember, if it is capital or not, they are important. First, you want to run, and I can make the jump as a trigger, which has the exit time. I can make it boolean as well. Jump. These are the conditions that as long as they are true, the animation shows. But triggers for something, for example, that once, like attacking or spawning something, just one time it happens. But for this, we can use that. And also we can make jump the trigger, but okay, no problem. We can do this as well. So make transition to run. And for triggers, we use exit time, but for this, we don't. As it is 2D, this is not necessary, but you can keep that, okay. Just decrease the amount, like 1. And 1 is this. And for that, remove that. What is that transition? It means from running to idle, it has somehow the animation between them. I usually use them for 3D, but we can use it here. We see, let's see how it works. So when it, for here, we say running is true, so this animation should be shown. But it returns, it means that running is false, so this animation is shown. And now for the jump, you see this is Boolean, and it's better that you use, it is loopable, and it is better to use Boolean. But as it's only triggered once, we can use triggers. So I delete that, and then I say trigger, jump, and you should go to any states and make transition to jump. And so this is jump, and the most important thing is that, okay, it jumped. It's not like that it has true or false. So when it is false, it returns to here. But what if it is played? So how it returns to that? So that's simple. We say that, and it has to have this. For example, I say 90. So there's something in between. And when you say 1, it means that show the whole animation. Okay, so I make it smoother by changing that. Something like this. And you add nothing here. Just say it has exit time. So it's not looped. It only play once. And then it has exit time when the animation has been played. Just exit and play the idle again. Okay. So now you have this. Okay. So for the code, as you see, this is the animator is a component of this game object. So we go there and say private animator, for example, anim. Which anim? The anim or animator that is already on the player. Okay, and now it doesn't matter if it goes left or right, so we don't have anything to do with this. We only say, okay, if you're active on the X and it moves at every direction, then we say that show the animation of the running. So we say, as it was booleans, we say set bool run. The name should be exactly as this. Then we say run is true. Else, it means if it is 0 and the player is not moving, then show the idle animation. Oh, my keyboard. Let's set bool run. It is false. So if it is true, this goes to here. If this is false, then it returns to here. And don't worry about the idle. You don't need to add any code for the idle because this is set as default. That's why it is yellow. Here, and also for the jump, when it is jumping, as it was trigger, we say anim set trigger jump. Nothing. Then we don't need to say anywhere that it needs to go. What am I saying? Then we don't need to say that, okay, we have to make it false because it already has, exit time. That is kind of, entering into false state. Okay. So now we have it, save it, and let's test it. Right, left, jump. It has a weird, the jumping is a little bit weird because we could change the timing here. For example, let's go to player, jump. I have changed something about that to make it better. I think that's good. As you see, if it falls down, the animation is over. Something. Oh, did you see that from here? Kind of in the mid-air, it starts running because our animation is finished and we don't have more animation, so it goes down to there. To fix that, I'm fine with that, but if you want to fix that, you can make, for example, jump up and jump down. And make it a boolean. For jump up, something like this. Then for example, wait, this is like this. Let me go there. Okay. For example, when it jumps, then like this, a boolean, like running, when it jumps up and we say in the code and say if the y value is positive, it means that it is jumping and it shows the up animation. And for the down, you also make something like this, a boolean for down, and both of them has to be looped. And for down animation, for example, you say if this is lower than, for example, if it is -1 and lower than 0, then it shows the down animation continuously. Okay, you can use that way too, but I think that this really make it a mess here because I have to add two things and change the code. Not really changing the code, just checking something and then put it there. But this is good, I think. This is more natural. And plus, you have to make two animations if you want to use a second approach for up and down. But for me, that's fine. And as a bonus, I want to tell you how to make a cool jumping animation as the double jump so that it would flip. The animation session here is up to this, and for the attacking and spawning things later we add that. That's it. And the continues of this video is about how to add a jumping special to double jump. So if you want to watch that, then you're welcome to watch that. So now we add, for example, a new animation for double jump. How I want it to be. I want that it rotates like a gymnastics who want to do the front flip. It does that. What I don't want to individually um, and manually say, okay, you come here, you know, it would be very hard to pack them inside each other to be rounded. So it's better that I do that part in the Photoshop. And I show you in a moment what I mean. So first, so open the file that you had in the Photoshop, and you can save it somewhere else if you're afraid to lose that. Say double. Okay, and because here you can fix things better in the Photoshop. So let's quickly do that. And you export it. Do not do that individually, just export all of them as one. Then bring your picture here. Okay, just add it as a component here, and then as a game object here, and always deactivate it. Just in this animation, it is activated. And for the rest of, because we cannot show both of them. So this one, make the spreadsheet invisible. So make the transparency to 0. That's it. Now you have this. So I want that. Okay, Okay, the rotation first is here, and also maybe changing this one. And then it rotates. Let me see. Okay, -60. Okay, so it would be something like this in the air. Okay, now make a trigger for double jump. Let me copy that. Go here. Make it 0 because this is just a picture. And okay, and it has exit time. Show all of the animation. Yes, make it 0 as well. Okay, so that's it. Now we have to go to code and add that. So in the jump, you say if grounded, jump and jump. You know, we can have another function for what? Ah, and I have to, oh, that was bad. Do that again. So this is the jump. And now it is the double jump. You can change the jump force for the second time. For example, make it, let me check. What was that for this? Because I'm sure we changed it. Jump force was 12. I make it 8. Jump force 2. And get this. And here, the second time that he wants to do, the double jump, it just does this. So let's try it in the game. So it's like that. I think the jump force is not enough. So let's play with that. So now we cannot jump from that. So I double, okay. Yeah, you can just use the previous one. So delete it. And here I just wanted to say that, okay, you can change that. But for our case, it's better that it remains at that number. So that was it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. So please do your homework and make everything ready. And for example, you have designed your character, you added the movement character, and now you should have those animations for the walking and jumping. So it's better that you go along this project. I hope that you have the best time. See you later. Bye bye.